Good evening, Mohana.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, Afreen. Good evening, everybody. We'll just wait for a minute more. People are still joining. Hey, a warm welcome to you all on to the second day of National Nutrition Month Awareness Campaign. Thank you all for joining. So it's going to be a continuation of what we have spoken yesterday, like how are we getting attracted or manifesting our health or illness. If it is the other way around, how we can correct ourselves. So on to the journey, we are going to the first phase of life where the new life begins. A new force begins from within, the most powerful aspect of human life, giving birth to someone, a new human, a new life, pregnancy. So, since the topic is on pregnancy nutrition, I just want to give a little introduction to this topic before I get you to speaker onto the board. Pregnancy. The moment you hear about pregnancy, we see a lot of things these days that especially with the current generation and little previous generation, there are a lot of issues happening. People have a lot of health issues in conceiving, even after maintaining the health during pregnancy. Many of them were still on the bed rest periods for almost 9 months long, and a lot many things that we are going to discuss today. And are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me get the speaker of the day for you all, Neeraja Ajay. Hi, Neeraja.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening, everyone.
Okay, so Neeraja, as we keep discussing in our forum most of the times, like pregnancy. The moment we say pregnancy, there are a lot of complications are involving these days. Like if we take our grandma's generation or the generations before, even for the sake our mothers, there never have been a complication at all. People used to give birth to 5 people, 10 people, just effortlessly. But that is not the case now. Even for the single child, people are really, really suffering. To get conceived and to keep up with the pregnancy, to have a healthy outcome, to maintain the peace and harmony all through the pregnancy has become really a big challenge. So what could be the reason?
Ma'am, in the current scenario, if we see the people around us, the early 20s or teenage girls, lot of them are suffering with PCOS, irregular periods, anemia, and weakness. Figure conscious. So we are coming across all these things with the people around us. So out of 3, 2 people are suffering with this, and which they are not addressing till they get the thought of getting pregnant. Right now, so if we are not feeding our body properly, if we are not strength enough to hold a baby, so all these complications are coming to the picture, right? So even parents are not bothering when they are young, irregular periods or not. These are not considering as a major issue. So these are addressing as a major issue when their pregnancy was delayed, right? So in the other hand, having said that, we are not having a proper nutrition and we are not physically active, we are not emotionally healthy. So we are not prepared to have a healthy baby. It's unplanned. Even in this busy life, pregnancy also became unplanned. After usually initial days, immediately after getting married, they used to get pregnancy in 1 or 2 months. But now people are planning for the avoiding the pregnancies. So when they are planned, their bodies are not stocked up for this with the strength to hold a baby. So all these things are considering. We need to plan a pregnancy 3 months, 3 to 6 months prior, and we have to work on our emotional health, physical health, and everything. Strength. We have to develop strength. We have to be prepared for the things we are going to experience. So all these things come into the picture. Then we can avoid the pregnancy complications. That is my view.
So rightly put it by Neeraja. The bottom line is preconception health is so important that even before someone plans for the pregnancy, or even if it is unplanned, if a person is having a proper lifestyle right in place with the amount of exercise or activity and the right amount of nutrition going in, then even if it is an unplanned thing, it's fine. But people who do not have a lifestyle which is streamed in, definitely this preconception health calls for them, because the major issue comes like suddenly they get pregnant. Okay, they come up with various things, and suddenly, at least I see a trend now. If I see 10 years before, 20 years before, I'm into this practice since last 23 years. It is 10 years before, people were more conscious about pregnancy. The moment they are pregnant, however they are previous before that, but once they are pregnant, they are more serious. They are more concerned. They are more focused to become pregnant even in that phase. But now, in this era, I see that even that is missing. People are not even caring if one is pregnant. So there's a lot of change. So that brings up a more responsibility on our shoulders, saying that, this awareness very important, because we are becoming responsible to bring a new life into our world. Okay. So having said that, so as we all keep saying, Neeraja, like many women, all the women, most of 70% at least, they experience a lot of vomitings, nausea, a lot of discomfort during pregnancy. Of course, the way we have put across, they are not planned, and they think that they are all suffering and under a kind of stress, so they need a lot of bed rest. So they think that it is also an illness. So what is your say on this? Why all these things happen, and how it is actually, how we can throw light to the public?
So before we jump into the question, ma'am, I asked the question. If we change our sleeping place, or if we change our bed, if we change our room to sleep, we will get sleep?
No, ma'am.
Yeah. So even a slight change in our place of our sleep makes us discomfort, right? So one new life is entering into our body, and we have to hold that baby for 9 months. So our body will do some certain some changes to comfort that phase, right? So and the moment we get to know pregnant, people will start pampering us. Don't do this, don't do that, sit here, don't do any hard work or something. Some restrictions will close our circle to do works. Don't move. If you want water, we will give it to you. So lot many comforts, bed rest, so many things happens around us. And nausea is the first thing to recognize the person is pregnant, right? But this is the hormonal changes. This is because of all hormonal changes that happens in our body, hormonal adjustments we can say, to comfort the baby growth in our body. All these things happens. This is called a morning sickness, right? So this morning sickness is, it's a hormonal adjustment, and it is HCG is the hormone which is responsible for this morning sickness. And this HCG helps our embryo to nurture, and the embryo to travel towards the uterus and to fix there for the further growth, right? This is a very important process which avoids miscarriages, fetal deaths, and ectopic pregnancies, right? So to comfort the embryo in the uterus to for the further growth and towards developing a baby, HCG is the major hormone that plays a vital role in this process, right? So if these HCG levels are very high during the first trimester of pregnancy. Once the embryo is fixed in the uterus and it was comfort in the in its place, then later on pregnancy stages it will goes down. That's why we feel comfortable once it was dropped down, right? So to avoid complications, HCG is a good sign. Morning sickness is a good sign for us. So don't make it as a suffering. And also you are in this process, we are missing the initial beautiful budding phase of our pregnancy, right? Which gives us a bundle of joy later on stages. So start enjoying pregnancy from the beginning. Don't treat morning sickness as a disease, as a suffering. So to manage all these morning sickness and all, we can do some adding ginger to your foods, comforting yourself in a aromatherapy, like lighting a aromatic candle in your room, or something some relaxation techniques, using relaxation techniques, and having small and frequent meals, and frequent rehydrating your body while we are losing so much while vomiting, right? So having more fluids also comfort you and manage this morning sickness in a smoother way.
Great. So guys, the good sign for you all is the same pregnancy test which you all conduct, be it at home or at hospital. This is the one hormone HCG that gets detected in your urine, which becomes your first sign, a golden sign that you are pregnant. That hormone is what is protecting your unborn baby. So it is very, very important that the HCG levels are high, but of course, everybody is different. Everybody might not experience the same things. It is like 70% go through that. And there are people who have this vomitings for all entire 9 months also. There are people who have it only for the first trimester. And there are people who never had it at all. So it depends, it changes from person to person, from their body systems and their lifestyle, and from where they belong to, how they are living. There are so many factors which are definitely influencing. But as Neeraja said, please do not consider that as a disease, and please do not lie on the beds, because that is what is leading to more sedentary lifestyles and making you unfit to go ahead and have a smooth pregnancy further. So having said that, the next problem that we come across most frequently is the moment someone gets the frame of pregnancy, there'll be one more frame, back pain. Okay, and most of them, 90% claim that because of C-sections, I'm getting back pain. Even after 10 years also, they'll say, I had C-section 10 years back, so I had back pain. So these back pains, or a lot of discomfort, sleep discomforts, women were not able to sleep. Generally also these days people are unable to sleep. There is a lot of insomnia, but especially for pregnancy, during that in vulnerable conditions, women suffer a lot without having much sleep because of this physiological discomforts. So what are the physiological changes that happen? Why are they happening, and how we can handle them?
So, ma'am, so the first and foremost physiological change we observe in a pregnant, increase in size of their abdomen and their sleep discomforts and cravings. Right. So, I want to say, as we discussed before, pre-pregnancy, lack of pre-pregnancy planning, and having bed rest, and increase in the abdomen size. These three are interlinked, right? First thing, increase in abdominal size puts the pressure on our back. So lack of strength in our back, and we are not moving around, we are taking a lot of rest, our muscles get stiff, and this result in back pains, and these big back pains will discomfort our sleep, right? So all these problems arises because of physical inactivity and pre-planning of pregnancy. Ma'am, are you agree with me?
Yes, of course.
Agree with me?
Yes.
So, and when we realize this, and in the second trimester or third trimester, we try to make a huge change, or we try to make a difference or reducing our pain, it won't happen. Either we have to start physically strengthened, physically active during our pre-pregnancy phase, or the initial stages of pregnancy where our abdomen size is normal. Once the abdomen size increased, then the pressure was pressure and back pain started, then it won't help because muscle stiffening won't reverse due at that phase. So being physically active and pre-preparing for the pregnancy will help you to relieve from both the things, back pain and sleep deprivation. So once we are comfort with our back, we can sleep peacefully. And we have to maintain a sleep routine and wake up routine. So as we are taking meals on time on pregnancy, everyone says you have to eat properly, eat on time, eat everything. So most of the focus on eat, not on physical activity, not on sleeping patterns. So if we concentrate on overall development of the baby, if we have to concentrate and we have to nurture and nourish the mother properly.
Absolutely. So the takeaway message here is simple, guys. I give you one rubber band. All of you have a rubber band in hand. You pull it to this level. It comes back. Again, you pull it. It comes back. You try to pull it harder, much longer. Make it there for a while, for a minute or two, or for 10 minutes. Will it come back? The body is also something like that. There is something called elasticity of the skin. When the muscles are strengthened, when the muscles are right in place, strong enough from the very beginning, then it holds each and every body, including the abdomen that is outgrowing, in shape, in place, and it supports properly. When that support is missing, it ends up in pain. And one of the major issues for this is posture problems. People do not have a habit of sitting straight, obviously, but at least try to strengthen your back from the very beginning, that this helps you to have that strength to carry forward when the stage is much vulnerable. So as Neeraja said, having a proper sleep timings and preparing your body from the very beginning, both are equally important to relieve you from all these things. But don't worry, if you are not planned and if you're still pregnant, there's still ways and means to do it. One of the most important is posture correction. Work on your posture, half of your pains will be alleviated. So one more interesting topic, Neeraja, when it comes to pregnancy is all about cravings. People crave about a lot of peculiar things which they never had in their entire life. Sometimes I still remember me living in somewhere far away country, and just seeing at the pictures also, you feel like having something. We might not really feel like, but we crave for it looking at it also. So what is the importance of cravings during pregnancy, why they happen, and how people should deal it?
Yes, ma'am. During pregnancy, cravings are taken as granted. And cravings, underlying cause of cravings is it's hormonal changes, emotional state of the person, and nutrient deficiency is also a major cause for the cravings. Right now. So, but these days, people are craving for unhealthy things, and Swiggy, Zomato are the right destinations for the cravings these days. Initially, we used to have a lot of home cooked food and everything. So, being a pregnant, being craved for those things, even family members are also not denying their requests. So, it was underlying cause like hormonal imbalances and emotional. So you should be emotionally healthy, means mental peace should be there. Your environment will be supported and peaceful. And then coming to nutrient deficiencies, it arises because you are not prepared your body from the beginning to hold a baby in a to develop a baby in a healthy way. So our body is craving for those nutrients, right? So we have to support the cravings. Cravings can be taken, but it should be joined with the healthy food. Along with the cravings, we should add one healthy food so that it won't become calorie dense or unhealthy, right? And once it's a completely emotional feeling. If we are craving for something that is not available, so we have to replace it for with other things, right? So it's completely emotional feeling, and it's a psychological thing, right? So these cravings can be treated like being mindful while having foods. You should be mindful. No distractions should be there around you while you are having your food, and don't be hungry for a longer time. It also crave for so many things, right? So having meals on time, having balanced diet, and being mindful will be the game changers for the cravings.
Okay. So I hope you all got the message, guys. Like craving is nothing like if there are deficiencies and if you're not eating on time, and these will basically indulge us in crave. But it's very important, like, do not take it for granted and eat whatever comes to your mind and whatever comes to your plate. It's very important to stay mindful, because it's very important, because you are giving a birth to a child, means there is something called fetus onset of adult diseases. Whatever foundation that you are laying now is going to decide the future health of your baby, not only after the birth, not only during pregnancy. How their health is going to be 20 years after the baby's birth is decided by what the mother has it during pregnancy. It is that powerful. So it is very important to give the right amount of nutrition in the right proportion, so that the baby is not only healthy during the pregnancy, but also throughout his life. So the one important point also I want to share here is, recently I got one client who was pregnant in 7th month. I asked her, why did you come in 7th month? What do you want? Then she said, no, first pregnancy, I was completely on bed rest. This time I'm only on bed for 3 months. Then I asked her why. Because there was help for me in the first pregnancy. So I was totally lying on bed. This time I have no help. So I have to get up and work. Then there was so much of there is no system in place. Then I asked her, like, don't you even if not you, does your parents or grandparents or your family members or your husband, someone should be worried about you? Is it not happening? No, everybody's happy. I ultimately gained 10 kgs by 7th month. My baby is growing. What should I look for it? So the question to you all, if anyone of your known person is pregnant, and if they're ideally gaining the necessary weight, is that what is called healthy pregnancy? Or is it something else? Think about it. So the question to you, Neeraja, we are talking about the adult onset of fetal onset of adult diseases. So how these cravings or food habits can lay a foundation for the adult onset diseases? Can you throw some light on this?
Yes, ma'am. So, as we are discussing, giving a right nutrition and right exercise and proper timings of sleep patterns or meal patterns, and staying stress free is a gift given for our baby in future. So if we are, for example, if we are having cravings more for sugars, and we grab a ice cream, we grab a pastry, which are ready made. We grab some sweets, and we have a more of sweets as we are craving more, right? So, and we ended up in having gestational diabetes, right? I'm giving an example as gestational diabetes. So, this phase we are having sugar medications and insulins, whatnot, everything, every possible way to control the sugars we use during this phase. And these are all taken by us along with our baby, right? Baby also having these things, right? So what we are eating, what we are having, so baby will have at that phase. So these things will lay the foundation for future diseases for them in their adulthood. Definitely, if we are giving right nutrition, right exercise, stress-free pregnancy, and beautiful memories, and beautifully we can develop a baby, means that that's absolutely gift, because we are not giving a diseases as a gift for them, a healthy life for them. So whatever we are eating, whatever we are doing, it's completely affects our child's health. So be aware and be conscious what we are eating, what we are doing, what we are thinking. So these things can be future foundations for our child's health. So you want to grow a healthy baby, so start from the day one of your pregnancy, not after their birth, and not after delivery and all.
Absolutely. So the bottom line is, if you're loading yourself with sugars, just imagine that all the sugars are going through the placenta to the baby into the development, and it will not show up then, but it will show up later. So people who have gestational diabetes, they have to be more careful, because they have a direct impact on themselves, getting diabetes recurring again post pregnancy, and also having an impact of the same on the baby. And people who are not gestational diabetic, you have to be still more careful, because body is not showing up a sign, but the nature is showing us to be careful. So having said that, I'll come to the most important aspect that I want to talk upon today, Neeraja. The moment we hear the word of pregnancy, the moment a new life is coming into our life, there will be a lot of complex fears: how the baby is growing inside, how my scan reports are, how my blood tests are, how the weight gain is it appropriate, what I'm eating, is it sufficient, or how I'm going to face the delivery, how I'm going to manage the pain. It is endless list of anxieties and fears that a woman goes through, right? So how can we deal these fears? What is the best thing that we can do so that we can deal with these fears, appropriately?
So the moment we came to know that we are pregnant, so many people come forward to share their experiences, give the suggestions. Don't do that. Don't do this. My experience is this. If you do like that, this will happen. If you do like that, so many suggestions and information is everywhere. Google, YouTube, WhatsApp, whatnot. Everywhere is information is available. For getting knowledge from the right person at the right time will helps to handle these fears. And if we are prepared for the pregnancy, almost we came to know, prenatal research we can do, and we visit a professional, expert for these things. We are planning from since a long time, so we come across all the streams, and we become strength. All these fears become our strength when we plan, and we are getting knowledge from a right person. Definitely helps us to convert all these fears as a positive strength, right? So these positive strength makes us to enjoy being in the present moment, and positive self talks. If we are knowledgeable enough, so that we can comfort ourselves to avoid these fears. And if we are something to talk with our baby, if we are concerning our baby, we can talk to our babies also. Right from the beginning, they can hear us, they can sense us, they can feel us. So share your feelings with your babies when you are alone. Okay, and all of the above, what are the thoughts you are coming across, what are the feelings you are coming across, journal them, write them on a day-to-day basis. What you're feeling, what feelings you observed with your baby today, what are the new things you learn, new things learned that day, new experiences, the kickings of the baby, the movements of the babies, what all things, which you can cherish later on the lifetime, right? So no single moment will repeat, even in your second pregnancy. Every pregnancy is unique for the same person also, right?
Absolutely.
So we can't live this moment again, even in our next pregnancy. So every moment, every feeling we have to cherish at the same time, not later. So journal all those thoughts and make fears as your positive strength. Don't make it as a stress, so that
No.
you can enjoy your pregnancy and you can cherish a bundle of joyful moments later.
Wonderfully put it across, Nirja. So the thing is, if you have a fear, the root cause of fear is because we are not confident about something. That's what causes fear. So what are we not confident about? Let's not depend on Google and WhatsApp as we discussed earlier. Probably you should approach a right person, a professional healthcare person who can gauge you, the importance of having a healthy pregnancy with following all the protocols, especially the prenatal health is very, 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 very important, be it exercise or food intake or the thought process or the emotions. When you are well equipped with everything, there is no scope of fear. It becomes so easy cakewalk for all of us. So get equipped. Prenatal health is very, very important. So not only for yourself, for your partner, for your family members, everybody. Don't rely only on your mother. Mothers are there loving around all the time. But self-responsibility, okay, as we are talking about self-responsibility, how else we can make a smooth pregnancy? What are the roles and responsibilities that people should opt? Because these days we see the moment they are conceived, 9 months they are with their mothers, or their mothers come to their daughter's place and live there, or they hire a help, or they are totally on bed. So the trend, if you see people like me, like I lived in Switzerland from the day of conception to till my daughter is 7 months, I handled everything all alone without a single hand of help except my husband. And when I see the scenario here, having everything around, having all sorts of comfort, help, love, and affection, people fail to stay healthy. So, what is the reason behind? So, what are the roles and responsibilities, especially the couple is missing upon? Neeraja, can we throw some light on this?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I mean, as you said, in Indian scenario, pregnancy is only confined to mother. When once the baby born, then husband comes into the picture. So, I mean, not in every cases, but somewhere it is there in our culture, right? But mother and father, mother to be and father to be, right? So we have to share the responsibilities equally. Even though mother is carrying the baby, pampering her, comforting her, taking care of her, should all the responsibilities for the husband. We need to go for a prenatal couple counselings before planning a pregnancy, so that the husband knows his responsibilities and I mean, communicating in a proper way, understanding each other, and sharing the tasks in between both of them, and open conversations regarding this, what you are feeling, what you are thinking, and enjoying the baby movements or baby kickings are together. So all these things make a good relationship with the baby and the husband and wife, like a family. So it will nurture and nourish later on the stages. So the moment the baby arrives, then he start loving the baby. So it's a different story. So start loving the baby from the day one, pamper your partner, and be there to help her. And sharing responsibilities also a task. A together task to do to cherish further.
Definitely. So along with the husbands taking responsibility, I want all the girls of today's generation to be self-responsible, which is totally missing. They're career oriented, they're study oriented. But when it comes to health, I don't see that self-responsibility, especially among the women. And remember, if women don't take that responsibility, who run the family later, what will happen to the fate of that family? So it's very important that you build up that capacity, you build up that capability that you are able to do it by yourself. We don't need anybody's help. We are self-sufficient. When a women can give birth to a new life, which no one else can do it, can't we do the small, small things that are around us? Is it a big thing? No, right? Not definitely much bigger thing than giving life. When that can be done, rest all things can be done very smoothly. So it's all self-responsibility. First of all, I want to take up by the girls, younger girls, by the women. Then, of course, a supportive husband and a supportive family all comes later. But self-love and self-care is most important. So having said that, well, let's come to the final point for today. Your takeaway message for all the youngsters who are going to be the prospective future mothers, or for all the people who are struggling hard to get pregnant, or for all the new moms who have recently delivered their babies. What is your one takeaway message?
Ma'am, be prepared for the beautiful bundle of joy. First key takeaway. We have to be prepared to enjoy each and every aspect we come across in this beautiful phase. I have 2 pregnancies and both are different, not the same. So every movement and every feeling is different. So be joyful, be enjoy being in the present moment. Don't think of future, what will happen, what's going to happen. You can visualize those things, but enjoying in the present moment is the priority. And be equipped, as ma'am said, be equipped with right nutrition, right exercise, and be stress free. Don't stuff all the Google and YouTube information into your brain, and don't make it complicated. Cool and calm, get advice from the right professional, right person to achieve all your fears and to enjoy a smoother pregnancy.
Yeah. So along with that, self-talk is very important. You all remember Abhimanyu, right? Who all know Abhimanyu in Mahabharata here?
Yes, ma'am.
So he could able to, get the entry into the Padma View just even before before his birth. So what is not possible? And we have an example in our team. Sirisha delivered a holistic baby. Listening to all these things all through the 9 months, you'll get to listen from her on infant nutrition in the upcoming series. So till then, that's all we have for pregnancy today. So let's take up some questions. So there are 2 questions, Neeraja, I'll read out for you. One is from Sagar. My wife was 41 kgs when she was pregnant, and at the end of the pregnancy, she was 54 kgs. I thought she will definitely have a healthy baby, but rest of them said it's not. Why not? Okay, it's not the right time, but I'm really happy now. We have a really healthy baby with 2.5 kgs. So my question is whether a young lady like my wife can have a planning with that amount of weight. So his question is, if a woman is underweight at around 41 kgs, can she get pregnant? Is it okay?
It completely depends on her height as well, ma'am.
Exactly.
Yeah. So if according to her weight, height and weight, it's we should maintain a healthy weight according to height. So if she is physically, her BMI is normal, her weight is normal according to her height, so it is fine to go for a pregnancy, or else we have to I mean, equip her with proper diet and nutrition, strength development. It's only not weight. We have to see her mental condition, physical activity, everything. So we have to check with her lifestyle, then we can decide.
Yeah, and if I see the pictures, almost she gained 13 kgs over the term of pregnancy. So which is a good weight gain. And yeah, 2.5 kg as per today's norms, it is little less. But if it is a healthy baby, weight doesn't matter. You know, the baby has to be healthy end of the day. Then the weight will pick up in no time. The first 1 year is the growth spurt time for the infant. You'll get to hear again in the infant nutrition session. We are not going to talk about right now, but it's all good, Sagar. So there is one more question from Oppo. I don't know the name, sorry. Is it possible to control cravings during pregnancy?
Yeah. So, I mean, what kind of cravings she's having? So, first thing, and we can definitely control the cravings by being mindful.
So the one thing I would like to add is, see, if they are right on everything, if they feel like eating something, there is no, you shouldn't stop yourself from doing so. So it's not like every time you have to stop yourself from craving, unless otherwise there are certain conditions like obesity, overweight, where you have to control your diet to maintain that weight, because overweight always no provokes to more further problems. So there are so many things which we need to consider. But as such, if it is only pure cravings for a normal weight, normal person, enjoy them.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Swiggy, Zomato cravings nowadays. Okay. So what does it look like to prepare for a healthy pregnancy, and how to know that we are ready? It's a question from Madhu.
So,
Can I answer?
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, there is no measure of one's health index, Madhu. So what I would say is, at least indulge yourself. Any person who wants to plan their pregnancy, they have to consider three things. One is timely meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. At least have on time, and timely sleep. Sleep on time, wake up time should be the same. And add some activity and exercise. Hit at least 10K steps every day. That shows up your activity. And not only your step count, you have to add an amount of exercise every single day, because that's how you tone your muscles, you strengthen your muscles. And along with that, take folic acid, because this is very, very important, because otherwise the babies will end up with neurological disorders and defects, which we cannot rectify. And folic acid being a B complex vitamin, which is soluble in water, it's very difficult to bring it through diet. So folic acid supplementation is a very must. So if someone wants to plan pregnancy and preparing their body, these are the four things. Take folic acid, sleep on time, wake up on time, eat timely meals, and exercise. Keep doing it consistently for 6 months. There is no measure. You're fit.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
So do we have any questions, or do anybody wants to share anything? Okay. So Sirisha, can we have the form links and the group links in the, yes, Afrin, go ahead.
Normal deliveries are not happening these days. Right.
Afrin, you have a question? Okay. Meanwhile, I'll take.
Hello.
Yes, Afrin.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Good evening. Ma'am, I have a question. Like our elders, they'll be telling us once we are conceived, then they'll be like, you are supposed to eat the double of what you eat. So, as a nutrition, I don't agree with this, ma'am. But I just want you to put some effort, like what exactly the thing goes in this way.
Okay, you want to know whether we should eat for 2 people or not? Is that the question?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Like our elders will be like constantly they'll be telling about this.
Did you want to answer?
Yes, yes. So, Afrin, actually, when we have to feed 2 people, and the nutrient intake, requirement also increases. but we have to plan accordingly. That's why we are planning the meals on time, balanced diet, everything, and the supplements we are suggesting, and so many things are considered. I mean, taking into consideration. So iron, folate, calcium, these requirements are increased to for the bone development of the baby. So our calcium intake should be more, 1,000
Milligrams.
and the iron content also. I mean the blood flow also we have the blood volume we should increase to supply the baby. So many things, and we have to increase our intake, and it also depends on their nutrient requirement and the strength in their body.
Okay. So one point along with this, I would like to add is definitely, as Neeraja said, micronutrients, you definitely need it more like calcium and iron. But if you say your grandmother, they have used to do a lot of work for the kind of physical activity, the kind of lifestyle that they have led, they have to eat to sustain that lifestyle. So fast forward, coming to our era, sitting all through the day, leading sedentary lives, if we are going to eat the same amount of food as they had, it's only that we are hitting the obesity index high. So we shouldn't do it. And let me all tell you, till the mother is 5th month pregnant, you know the size of the baby? The size of the baby is the size of a small banana. So how much energy or the calories or the things the baby needs, which is the size of a small banana? So the thing is, till 5th month, whatever you're eating, whatever weight you're gaining, it's your weight, not the baby's weight. After that, it is the baby's weight. So if you're gaining 10 to 15 kgs, the baby's weight is hardly 3 kgs. So who's gaining weight here? Of course, there is amniotic fluid, there is a blood volume increase, there are a lot of fatty tissues around, calculating everything also. If you're gaining too much weight in the first trimester, make sure you're eating right, not more. And there is one last question. We'll take this and we'll wind up. Why there are not too many normal deliveries happening these days?
Yes, we discussed, we are not planned, we are not prepared, we are not strengthen our bodies to take it ahead, and we are taking too much rest.
Yeah, two things. One is people are not prepared, because to deliver a baby normally they have to be physically fit, first of all. And the second factor that I see around is a lot of fear. Fear of labor pain is what makes them opt for C-sections. And fear of, or I should say, the interest in sunshines and the astrology is what making people opt for C-sections. But there are a lot of things which are disadvantageous to the baby as well as the mother, because the normal birth canal, which is meant to be the way for a baby to come out, if you're not respecting that, we are not respecting their health. So opt for normal deliveries, make yourself equipped for that. So thank you all for joining us today. So we have shared 2 forms in the chat box. One is a registration form for complimentary exercise sessions. So for all the people who have joined us today and stayed till the end of the session, if you click on the link and give us your details, it takes only half a minute. We'll get you the Zoom link for you so that you can join our private exercise classes. So if you want to join, opt. And there is one other link shared for a community WhatsApp group. If you're not part of a group where you keep getting all the updates, be part of it. Just click on the links and be with us. So thank you so much, Neeraja, for such an insightful discussion. We have really, really enjoyed talking to you. And yeah, and we'll catch you tomorrow for a continuation of this process of pregnancy. We will be landing in the phase of lactation tomorrow. Let's hear more about lactation from a different speaker. And till then, bye-bye. Take care, all of you. Good night.